The late April sun climbed over the Redstone plains, casting a warm golden hue across the 200-acre Texas ranch, the lake shimmering in the distance. Its surface dancing with reflections of the morning light, wildflowers along the pasture's edge blooming in vibrant yellows and purples, their delicate petals trembling in the soft breeze. Ancient oaks standing tall, their gnarled branches heavy with the weight of history, the air rich with the mingled scents of cedar, fresh grass, and the faint musk of damp earth. Cattle lowing softly in the fields, their calls carrying a steady rhythm of life. John Parker, 54, stood on the porch, his Stetson pulled low, his sharp eyes scanning the horizon where the plains stretched endlessly, a mug of coffee warming his hands, the red barn and snare shed glowing in the sunlight. Their weathered wood a testament to endurance, the burn scar on his forearm a quiet reminder of battles fought, the wildflowers enduring despite the storms that had come before. The Redemption Festival in episode 65 had brought Redstone together, healing wounds left by Denise Harper's conspiracy and Grayson's schemes, but the victory was fleeting. Matt's latest intel revealing Grayson's newest ploy, a hunt for a long-lost relic tied to Redstone's founding, a deed from 1873, rumored to hold legal power over the land's ownership. Buried somewhere on the plains, Grayson's after the Redstone deed, Matt said, showing John a decrypted file. He thinks it'll give him a legal claim to seize the ranches, override everything we've done. Ethan, 14, listening from the kitchen table, his sketchbook open to a drawing of the lake. "What's the Redstone deed, Grandpa?" John setting his mug down. "It's a legend. My granddad used to talk about it. Said it was signed by the town's founders, granting the land to the original families, including ours, buried to keep it safe during the land wars." Sarah Bennett, sipping coffee beside John, her auburn hair catching the light. "If it's real, it could protect Redstone or destroy it in the wrong hands." John nodding, his jaw tight. "We'll find it first." The lake glowing gold in the dawn, its calm a stark contrast to the race unfolding. The wildflowers along the porch trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The crew gathered in the kitchen, the scent of fresh coffee mingling with the warmth of the morning sun streaming through the windows. Frank Hensley leaning against the counter, his pistol gleaming on his hip. "Grayson's got a head start. Hired a team of diggers. They're already out there." Matt tapping his laptop. "They've narrowed it to a 10-mile radius near the old Miller homestead, caves, ravines. Tough terrain." Tom by the window, his silhouette framed against the light. "Ridge has 10 riders, armed. They're escorting the diggers, moving fast." Jake adding, "We'll need to move faster. Those caves are a maze." Mary Ellen setting out biscuits, her voice steady. "This ranch has been Parker land for generations. We're not losing it to a piece of paper." John standing, "We ride at first light." Matt, "Pull every map you can find." Frank, Tom, Jake, "Gear up." Ethan, "Sarah, you're with Mary Ellen. We'll need a base here." Ethan protesting, "I can ride with you, Grandpa." John firm, "You'll help by keeping the ranch secure. Research the deed's history with Sarah. That's your mission." Ethan nodding, determination in his eyes. The wildflowers along the house trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John and the crew saddled up, Esperanza's chestnut coat gleaming as John mounted her, Frank, Tom, and Jake on their horses, rifles strapped to their saddles, Matt carrying a pack with maps and tech. The team heading toward the Miller homestead, a rugged stretch of land dotted with caves and ravines, the trail winding through rocky outcrops and dense brush, the sun climbing higher, its heat pressing down. John's eyes scanning for signs of Grayson's team. "They'll be digging near the old well. Granddad said the founders used it as a marker." Frank nodding. "Tracks here, fresh." They're close, the terrain growing rougher, the horses picking their way carefully, a distant clink of metal echoing. John signaling to dismount. "They're ahead. We go on foot." The lake shimmering faintly in the distance, its calm a beacon of the history they sought. The wildflowers along the trail trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. They crept closer, spotting Grayson's team, 6 diggers with shovels and pickaxes, guarded by 10 armed riders, their radios crackling. A man in a black coat overseeing, "Keep digging, Grayson wants that deed by sundown." John whispering, We need to get closer, find the well. Matt pointing. They're 50 yards north, under that overhang. The team moving silently, but a twig snapped under Jake's boot, a guard turning. Who's there? Gunfire erupting, bullets kicking up dirt. John diving for cover, spread out. Frank and Tom returning fire, Jake circling to flank, the diggers scattering. John spotting the well, its stone rim moss-covered, but intact. Matt, with me. The wildflowers near the well trembling in the chaos, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John and Matt reached the well, its depths dark. A rusted chain dangling inside. It's down there. Has to be, John said, tying a rope to a nearby rock, lowering himself into the narrow shaft, the air cool and damp, the walls slick with moss. Matt keeping watch above. Hurry, they're closing in. John's boots hitting a ledge 20 feet down, his flashlight catching a glint, a small metal box, sealed with wax. The Parker family crest etched on the lid. Got it, he called, tucking it into his coat, climbing back up, but as he emerged, a guard charged, rifle raised, Matt tackling him. The two wrestling in the dirt, John helping subdue the man, stay down, the firefight intensifying, Frank taking down two riders, Tom and Jake holding the line, but more of Grayson's men arriving. We're outnumbered, Tom shouted, the lake glowing silver in the afternoon light, its calm a testament to the stakes at hand, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. John rallied the team, fall back to the ravine, we'll lose him in the caves, leading the retreat, the box secure, Grayson's men in pursuit. The terrain a labyrinth of narrow passages and hidden drops, John's knowledge of the land giving them an edge. They slipped into a cave, its entrance obscured by brush, the sounds of pursuit fading. Matt panting. That was close. John opening the box, revealing a brittle parchment, the Redstone deed, its ink faded but legible, signed by the founders, granting the land to the Parker, Miller, and Carter families in perpetuity. This is it. Proof Redstone belongs to us. Frank grinning. Grayson's finished, but a rustle outside silenced them, a shadow crossing the entrance. The wildflowers near the cave trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. A voice called out, "You can't hide, Parker." The man in the black coat, Grayson's lead operative, flanked by 5 men, hand over the deed, or we bury you here, John whispering. Matt, get the deed to Bill, go out the back, Matt nodding. Slipping away, John stepping out, rifle raised, you'll have to take it. The operative sneering, with pleasure, gunfire erupting, the cave amplifying the sound. John and the crew fighting with precision, Frank taking down 2, Tom and Jake covering the flanks, John wounding the operative, who retreated, shouting, Grayson will have your head. The remaining men fleeing, the wildflowers along the ravine trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Matt reached the ranch, delivering the deed to Sheriff Bill, who met John and the crew at the homestead. This deed's real. County's recognizing it. Redstone's legally protected now. John nodding. Good. Grayson's out of moves. Ethan running to him. You found it, Grandpa. Hugging him tight. Sarah joining, her hand on John's. You've saved Redstone. Again, her voice soft. John smiling. Couldn't do it without you. The crew gathering that night. Coffee steaming. Ethan sketching the deed. Frank saying, Grayson's wounded. He'll strike back. Matt adding. Phase 4's active in the Midwest. New targets. Tom by the window. Ridge has movement. 3 riders. Mary Ellen firm. Will be ready. John looking at his family. This land's our history. We'll keep it safe. The lake glowing gold as dawn broke. The plains stretching wide. Wildflowers enduring. Their roots deep in the Texas soil. The relic secured. But the fight far from over.